woman from a famous Bollywood musician's family set out to a bank with jewelry worth 20 lakhs but never returned. Where did Sandhya Singh go? Was it a robbery or was there someone close involved? Before starting the video, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Today we are going to talk about the Sandhya Singh case. This story begins in Navi Mumbai, Maharashtra on Palm Beach Road, where there is an apartment building named Seawoods Estate. Sandhya's brother was Lalit Pandit, a renowned music director and composer who worked on many super-hit films like Dilwale Dulhania Le Jayenge, Mohabbatain, Kuch Kuch Hota Hai, and several others. Sandhya's two sisters, Sulakshana Pandit and Vijayta Pandit, were well-known actresses of the 90s. The entire family was very talented. Sandhya Singh was married to an IRS officer, Jay Prakash Singh, who in 2012 served as the Customs and Central Excise Commissioner in Indore. They had two children, a son, Ragvir, and a daughter. The son lived with his mother in the Seawoods apartment in Navi Mumbai and was studying law, while the daughter was studying in Bangalore. Everything at home seemed normal, with no shortage of anything. On the morning of December 13, 2012, around 10 to 10:30 a.m., Sandhya Singh was about to leave for a bank in Nerul. Only Sandia and her son, Ragvir, were at home as her husband was in Indore and the daughter in Bangalore. Ragvir offered to drop her off at the bank, but Sandia declined, saying she would go with her friend Uma Gaur, with whom she had already made plans. Around 10:30 a.m., Sandhya left the house with a large purse containing jewelry worth approximately 20 lakh, intending to deposit it in the Abhyudaya bank locker. As time passed, from afternoon to evening and then nightfall, Sandhya had still not returned home. Ragvir tried calling her phone, but it was switched off. He then called Uma, who told him that she had dropped Sandhya near the bank and left. Ragvir also called his uncle, but Sandhya never reached his house. By December 15th, with no news of Sandhya, her family, including her brother and husband, went to the Nerul police station to file a missing person report. Since she had left home with a lot of jewelry, there was suspicion that it could have been a robbery or perhaps someone close had kidnapped her for ransom. The police began their investigation. The last person seen with Sandhya was her friend Uma Gaur. When police spoke to Uma, she confirmed that she had dropped Sandhya near the bank around 11 a.m. and then left. After that, the police checked the phone records and it was found that Sandhya's phone had been switched off by 10:30 a.m. on the same day. Sandhya had been in regular contact with two people, Anil Bharani and Uma Gaur. Anil Bharani, a man Sandhya spoke to frequently, turned out to be an assistant police inspector at the NRI police station. Anil Bharani had first met Sandhya on November 25, 2012, after Sandhya had reported the theft of her jewelry to the police. Anil had helped recover some of her stolen jewelry, which led to a friendship between them. The two eyewitnesses who had seen Sandhya with a man in an auto near the bank also identified Anil Bharani as the man with her. After questioning Anil, the police learned that while he had helped recover some jewelry, not all had been found. Sandhya was last seen with him on the day she went missing. The investigation continued, but no significant progress was made. Sandhya's brother, Lalit Pandit, appealed to the public, asking if anyone had seen her, and a reward was announced for information. However, there was still no trace of Sandhya, either alive or dead. Then, on January 28, 2013, nearly 2 months after her disappearance, some photographers working near Palm Beach Road discovered something 200 meters from Seawoods' apartment, which may provide a lead in the case. On the other side, there are lush green trees, plants, and a pond. If you go a little further, the sea can also be seen. On the morning of January 28, 2013, about 200 meters from Sandhya Singh's house, two photographers were taking pictures. At that moment, they noticed something near a bush by the water reservoir. When they approached and checked, they were horrified to find pieces of a human skeleton there. They immediately alerted the police. Shortly after, the police arrived at the scene, where the skeleton was found in 7 pieces. It seemed to have been attempted to be burned with something. Since the news was still fresh in everyone's mind, that the famous music director-composer Jatin Lalit's sister, Sandhya Singh, was missing, the police became suspicious upon finding this skeleton. Sandhya Singh's family then arrived at the spot. The body seemed somewhat intact. There was a red thread on its wrist, and Rudraksha was found nearby. Seeing this, the family identified the body. Some jewelry was also found at the spot, which Sandhya's sister recognized. The body was sent to the hospital for DNA and other forensic tests. After a few days, the DNA report came back, confirming that the body's DNA matched with Sandhya Singh's son's DNA. This confirmed that the body was indeed Sandhya's. Her brother Lalit Pandit used his Bollywood connections to spread the news of his sister's death to the Maharashtra Home Minister. The case was handed over to the crime branch. They first investigated Sandhya's location history. After this, they made a list of criminals and goons who worked in Navi Mumbai and checked their location histories as well. One name stood out, Mohammed Rafiq, alias Mehdi Hassan. He was a rickshaw driver but was also a contract killer, killing people for money. He was involved in a case of a woman's murder in the Mulund area and was also named in 2 other murder cases. The location of Mehdi Hassan's phone and Sandhya Singh's last known location were in the same area, which raised suspicion about Mehdi Hassan. The crime branch tracked him down and arrested him. His rickshaw was also seized, and it was discovered to be stolen. Further interrogation and investigation showed no connection between Mehdi Hassan and Sandhya Singh. The coincidence of their locations being the same was just that, a coincidence. The case had now shifted from a missing persons case to a murder case. But who could commit such brutality and why? The family's suspicion fell on Assistant Police Inspector Anil Brani, as he was the last person to have spoken to Sandhya. What had happened between them the previous night that led to Sandhya disappearing the next day? According to eyewitnesses, a man resembling Anil was seen with Sandhya. Later, it was confirmed when Anil had come to the house regarding the jewelry theft and was asking Sandhya about her husband's affair. This seemed strange to the family. What did the affair have to do with the theft? Moreover, Sandhya's husband was an indoor at the time. On the advice of this policeman, Sandhya had gone to deposit the jewelry in the bank to prevent further thefts. Anil Brani had said that he would also find the other missing jewelry, but the ones found should be deposited in the bank first. On December 11th, the jewelry. There was a plan to deposit money, but for some reason, Sandhya couldn't go to the bank. Then it was decided that she would go on the 13th. The family members made another shocking revelation. Sandhya was supposed to go to the bank on the 11th of December, but Anil Brani took leave from his duty on the 12th. Then, when Sandhya was supposed to go to the bank on the 13th, Anil took leave for the 14th. This couldn't have been a coincidence. The family suspected that the police officer was eyeing Sandhya's jewelry. He was the one who called Sandhya to the bank alone because he was unofficially investigating the jewelry. Had he done it officially, the jewelry would have gone to the exhibition, and then there would have been court hearings. These things were said by the police officer to Sandhya, and that's why Sandhya must have gone to the bank alone. All this was being told by Sandhya's husband and son in front of the media. Sandhya's brother, Lalit Pandit, said that he had spoken to a senior officer about the call details and suggested questioning Anil Brani based on those details. The officer had said that nothing had been found. Lalit also mentioned to the media that when he met a high-ranking officer, the officer had said, "Our officer cannot do something like this for Rs 20 lakhs. What does this mean? Is Rs 20 lakhs a small amount, or are they trying to protect him?" Now, the case took a new turn. The police shifted their focus toward the family and started the investigation. At the time of Sandhya's disappearance, besides her son Ragvir was in the house. The police retrieved all the details of Ragvir, and it was found that his relationship with Sandhya was not good. There were constant fights between them. Ragvir was addicted to drugs, and that's why his mother refused to give him money, leading to arguments. However, Ragvir claimed that he only argued with his father about this issue and never discussed it with his mother. Sometimes there were arguments with his mother because she would wear heavy jewelry and go to the market, even though that could lead to theft or a robbery. This is what Ragvir said. His father also said that there was no serious fight. Like any other home, there were minor disagreements. On the day Sandia was supposed to go to the bank, Ragvir had offered to drop her, but Sandia refused. According to Sandia's friend Uma Gaur, when she and Sandia were going to the bank that day, they felt like someone was following them on a scooter. There were 2 servants working at Sandia's house, and they told the police that Sandia and Ragvir often fought. On the 13th of December, there was a fight because Sandia suspected that Ragvir had stolen money for drugs. In anger, Ragvir threw the 2 servants out of the house and locked the door from inside. During the day, the maids rang the doorbell, but Ragvir didn't open the door. The maids also told the police that when Sandia wouldn't give Ragvir money, he sometimes told the maids to steal her jewelry. According to police reports, on the day Sandia went missing, Ragvir had a late-night party at home with his girlfriend. On the other hand, there was a report that the party was planned for the 13th, but Ragvir lied to his friends that he was in Karjat. The next day, the party happened. According to Ragvir, Sandia went missing on the 13th, and he was upset. However, one of his friends wanted to have a party, so they decided to have it at Ragvir's place. Ragvir was so distressed that he didn't know what was happening and unknowingly allowed the party at his house. When he came home later that night, he saw the party going on. His friends asked him to join, and after refusing, Ragvir joined them after showering. He told his friends that his mother was missing. Through a mutual friend, a person named Ajit Sharma arrived at the party. Ajit was the son of A.K. Sharma, the Navi Mumbai police commissioner. His friends told Ragvir that Ajit's father could help him, but the commissioner later stopped his son from attending the party. Although Ragvir said that Ajit was present, the police never questioned him. Some reports indicated that Ajit told the police that Ragvir's mother was missing, but Ragvir seemed unaffected by it. He was eating and dancing and then went to a room with his girlfriend, where he stayed for several hours. Eventually, all the friends left. On the 14th of December, Ragvir called his father in Indore and his sister in Bangalore, saying that his mother was missing. Then, after a short while, he called his sister again and said that Sandia was not missing, but was instead sleeping in another room because her sugar levels had dropped. The maids also testified that Ragvir had used drugs on the day his mother went missing. The police questioned him about this. He mentioned that Sandia had said she was going to Lalit Mama's house and would either return at night or the next morning. Since she had gone to a relative's house, Ragvir was not worried. Ragvir expressed suspicion toward Assistant Police Inspector Anil Brani and his friends. The police questioned everyone but gave them all a clean chit. However, the police started focusing on Ragvir as the main suspect. Ragvir had told the police that Sandia was carrying 20 lakh worth of jewelry to deposit at the bank. However, during the investigation, it was found that Sandia had only taken 80,000 in cash to deposit. At the time, her blood sugar levels were low, and she was stumbling. She didn't go to the bank, and after that, she returned home. After returning, another argument broke out between mother and son, and Ragvir locked the maids out and shut the door. The maids didn't know what happened inside. When Uma felt that someone was following them on a scooter, she thought it was Ragvir and his girlfriend. After the fight with his mother, Ragvir was in the living room with his girlfriend and a friend. They went to a crematorium in a car. A familiar person saw them there. When asked why they went to the crematorium so late, they said they had gone to use drugs. Police found that half an hour before going to the crematorium, they had already used drugs, so why go to the crematorium after that? Ragvir couldn't provide a satisfactory answer. The spot where Sandia's remains were found was the same place where Ragvir and his girlfriend were seen the previous night. Their phone location histories also showed they were there. As time passed, a year went by, and Ragvir became the police's only suspect. Fearing arrest, Ragvir applied for anticipatory bail in the Sessions Court, but it was cancelled. He then went to the Mumbai High Court and the Supreme Court, but bail was rejected there as well. On December 16, 2000, the crime branch arrested Ragvir. In the Sessions Court, the crime branch submitted a 10-page report detailing how Ragvir became a suspect and how he tried to mislead the investigation. Sections 302 and 201 of the IPC were applied. Ragvir had arguments with his mother and was addicted to drugs. He had used drugs on the day of her disappearance, and his addiction likely led him to murder her. He probably killed her and then disposed of her body. However, Ragvir's lawyer argued that the police didn't have solid evidence. The entire case was based on circumstantial evidence, which did not conclusively prove Ragvir's guilt. On May 15, 2015, the High Court granted Ragvir bail. The conditions were that he couldn't leave Mumbai. During this time, Ragvir's father, Justice Singh, filed 3 petitions in the Sessions Court to return Sandhya Singh's remains to the family for her last rites, to allow Ragvir to leave Mumbai to study law in Delhi, and to provide an English translation of the 4-page charge sheet because the family couldn't read Marathi. On May 13, 2021, the Sessions Court acquitted Ragvir Singh of all charges related to his mother's murder. The reason was that the police had no solid evidence against him. No one had seen him committing the murder or disposing of the body, and there were no fingerprints found. His location could not be confirmed at the scene or at his house. As a result, the case was closed. Currently, the mystery of who killed Sandhya Singh remains unsolved. There is no hope of finding the criminal in this high-profile case, as no concrete lead has been found. The purpose of sharing this incident is not to hurt anyone or cause distress, but to make you aware and alert. What are your thoughts on this entire incident? Please share them in the comments, and if you liked our effort, like and share the video. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so for more crime content. Thank you.